That move to Arsenal with Matt Turner going to Nottingham Forest. Who's going to be the number one goalkeeper, Shaq?
For me, it's got to be Ramsdale. Once again, I think Raya is a good goalkeeper, but I think Ramsdale has shown himself to be what's needed for Arsenal and has been for the last couple of seasons. So, as I said a couple of days ago, I don't fully understand Raya wanting to go to Arsenal as he did, because he'll be number two, and I think he's better than that.
Are you surprised by this move, Kieran?
I'm not surprised by Arsenal moving in for him, no. Because, you know, they're going to be competing on all fronts next season, and so you need two goalkeepers, it's as simple as that. And I think he brings something a little bit different to Aaron. I think that it will force Aaron to improve certain areas that, or continue to improve certain areas that he knows that he can work on. And I think that there may be some games that he can play in, maybe some Champions League games where, you know, when you're in European football, it's really good to have a goalkeeper that's good with his feet. Not saying that Aaron's not, but I think that that's one of David's specialities. And so, you know, I think that it's having those two goalkeepers would be that would please Mikel a lot.
Does he talk to Ramsdale about this at all, Stevie?
I certainly hope so.
And what do you say?
Well, I think you say, look, you're our number one. I'm bringing in competition.
Right.
And it's up to you to stay number one. I mean, you don't want some big, long conversation and start saying things you hope you know, you keep it real simple, keep it to the bare bones, and tell Ramsdale, you're my number one. You're starting the season. This guy's competition. So it's in your hands. And then you leave it.
Shaka, I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like the competition sat there on the bench staring at me throughout the game. I'm still going to perform well. I don't need him there as well.
That's part of the job, Dan.
I don't like it.
When you're playing on this level, yeah, I'm sure you don't. When you're playing at this level of the game, you understand that there's always somebody who's eyeing your job, who wants to take your job away from you. And the truth is, you get used to it and you welcome that competition. But to Stevie's point, again, I think it's important that Arteta establishes who's his number one. And for me, that has to be Ramsdale. I go back to my time at Newcastle when it was myself and Pavel Sinocek. And I don't think Kevin Keegan did either of us any favours by saying, I don't have an out-and-out number one. I have two very good goalkeepers, and it's up to them to prove or keep hold of the shirt. I'll speak for myself here. Pavel Sinocek has now passed on. May he rest in peace. But for me, I played within myself because I became afraid to make mistakes.
Right.
And then when you become afraid to make mistakes and you find yourself playing within yourself, you're not the keeper that you know you can be. And again, I think that damaged both myself and Pavel Sinocek. So establish who's your number one. And you go and you have a conversation with the number two, in this case, and maybe Raya, and say, listen, I brought you here to push him and push him hard, and make sure that he knows that if he continues to perform in training, if he continues to push Ramsdale, and the opportunity presents itself, that Arteta has every faith in him to make his decision when Ramsdale is back fit or whatever it may be. Make his decision hard. I think that's what's needed of Arteta. That's what both goalkeepers need.
How do you handle this, Jurgen?
As Saka said, it's important to establish a number one in the beginning of the season, be clear with your number two, have an open, obviously, conversation about that. But the hierarchy needs to be defined before you go into the first league game.